Hey guys, so I'm out here in one of our woods and just taking care of a leak out here that must have happened last night. Our vacuum dropped late last night, and I came out here early this morning and discovered that the vacuum pump was off. Decided that it must have shut off in the thunderstorm we had last night. The power must have just glitched a little and shut the vacuum pump off. So I turned that on around 6:30 this morning, and it was running good up until close to noon today, when the vacuum started dropping again. So I came back out here and the vacuum pump was on, no issues there. So I just started going down the main line and checking valves along the main line, and hoping to figure out where the leak was. So I came to a valve, shut it off, and waited about 10 seconds, opened it up, and I heard a lot of air coming in on that line. So figured out that the leak was on this line. So I started walking down, came across a tree that had fallen over the line, but it wasn't leaking there. So I took care of that tree, cut it up, took it off the line, and I kept on going and came across something really odd. So I've got this line plugged right now with this red piece, but this used to be right there, and this used to be right there, and this hooks on the wire right here. So I'll show you a picture of what it looked like when I first came across it. So I'm looking at this wire, and it's got like these burn marks on it, as you can see there. And my first thought was, when I saw that and I saw like what looks to be melted plastic here, my first thought was, well, somebody came out to our woods and for whatever reason they must have melted our line. Couldn't imagine who would do that and why they would. I don't know of any enemies that we have, so I was a little puzzled over that possibility. But then I kept on looking, and I decided that those burn marks might be lightning, because as I mentioned earlier, we had that thunderstorm last night, and so I thought, well, lightning must have done this. But I couldn't figure out why lightning would strike a vacuum line, even though there's wire running along the length of it. That didn't seem like enough that would attract a lightning bolt. So kept on thinking, and then I figured that, well, there's plenty of trees out here, obviously, and we know lightning will strike a tree. So I thought, well, it must have struck a tree and then somehow connected with this line. So I looked up to my left. This big gash in the bark of this pine tree. And if I go to the other side, you'll see it more. It goes way up. It goes way up the tree there. So I'm like, wow. Yeah, it was really lightning. And then I looked down again at the line, and I noticed something pretty amazing. So that there is all melted. All along this about 2-foot stretch of soft line. So what must have happened is the lightning struck the tree, and just the proximity of it, the proximity of this vacuum line was enough that the heat from the lightning strike just melted this portion of the line, and that's where we lost all our vacuum. And I'm guessing this was out here early this morning when I came out here to check on this the first time, and I noticed the vacuum was off and I took care of that. I'm guessing this was already out here, but what will often happen when we get a leak this bad is it'll start pulling in the cold air, which we did get some pretty cold temperatures last night, and so it'll pull in that cold freezing air and it'll freeze up the sap that's in the line, and it'll actually plug up that area with ice. And in some ways it's kind of nice because it'll plug that and keep it from leaking, but in other ways, in a lot of ways, it's not nice because you can think that it's all fine out there until it thaws up, and then you got all these leaks that you gotta go out and find. So that's what happened today. It thawed later in the day, and that ice melted and exposed the leak. So that was our excitement for the day so far. I'm hoping that this is the extent of it out here. But we'll see. It's always exciting this time of year. There's a lot going on. This is just one of many leaks that we've had to fix this year. Between the squirrel bites, which actually haven't been as bad as they have in previous years, but between that and yeah, just broken lines and other things, it's been an eventful year. But we're thankful for the sap we're getting and the syrup we're making, and I'll add we're also incredibly thankful for everyone who supports us, buys our syrup in your local grocery or online. We love what we do, but we couldn't do it without all of you guys. So we appreciate that. Hoping to get a couple more weeks in of syrup season. So just a little update for you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and your weekend, and y'all take care. God bless.